It was a wonderful week, but this is just as wonderful, not more wonderful, sitting here and doing this with all of you. So let's have a class, and then if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And does anyone have a question they would like to ask?
Hi, Stuart. I have a question.
Yes, Manshi.
Today, as I was meditating, I feel a lot of pressure on the crown of my head and my ears. Like there's like you're as if you're an airplane, and I've not felt that before. And I also tried bring it to the root chakra, but it all just kind of hangs there. I don't know what to do.
It's not a problem. The crown chakra is trying to open. It's trying to, the Kundalini is rising up your spine and it's creating that. And, something you can do that would help when you go through that, take just a simple breath right up into the top of your head. That'll open the crown chakra and that'll release that energy, and it should help you really deal with that. But it's just Kundalini rising in you. That's, that's moving into the crown chakra. And it's in many ways very good. It's not a problem, but you got to keep your center below the navel, and that will relax you inside and then allow that energy to do whatever it has to do in developing the crown chakra. So it's good. What you experience is not a negative thing. And the ears are just, look, when the crown chakra starts to open, you begin to hear Om. You hear it very strong. And that could be part of the process of you beginning to really tune into some, transcendental energy. So don't worry about it. Just stay centered and let Kundalini do what it has to do, to open you. And don't start thinking about it and worrying about it, because there's nothing wrong with you, dear. You just need to relax and let the energy. I mean, that's also something that happens in this meditation, not only for Manshi, but for everybody else. Because eventually, as you do this, the energy works on you. These higher forces come down and they work on you. They work to develop the parts of you that need to be developed, be it the heart, be it the throat, be it the, sex, be it the navel chakra, be it wherever it is, the Kundalini. And that's important because, it's great to have, these beings on a higher level coming down to work on us. I mean, I have this all the time. That these higher forces come and they work on me. And sometimes it could be very painful. I mean, they can go into your third eye and start separating the third eye to really open it in a crown. It's like having an operation, basically. But it's not negative. It's just an expansion of consciousness and allowing higher energies. There are, these, cosmic physicians, they come and work on us. But we have to be ready for them to work on us. And when they do work on us, we take major steps in our spiritual growth. It means we're really ready to take major steps in our spiritual development. All of that is part of the evolution of one's inner life. I mean, I used to remember Rudy, when I saw him going through that, it was totally amazing to me. And then when I started going through that, at least I had an example of what it was, and I knew what it was, and I didn't get crazy about it. I said, okay, just work on me. If I have to lie in bed for 6 months, I'll lie in bed for 6 months. But I need to open, and I need to really connect with this higher force in the universe. And there are cosmic physicians. They come in the process of healing. They come, They come to not only heal us, but if we arrive at a place where we can do healing with other people, they come, these cosmic physicians, and they work. They work through us in order to heal ourselves and to heal other people. It's completely amazing. And it almost sounds like science fiction, but it's not once you begin to experience it. I had no plans on talking about this today, but anyway, it's a good subject. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
I have a question, Stuart.
Yes, dear.
First off, I will thank for the answer and the question about the Om sound, because I'm getting that all the time. Even now it's all on with the
yeah,
I'm just letting it work through my body. But what I'm curious about is, I don't exactly know how to translate this into a question, but the past weeks I noticed how my unconscious could be represented in each and every being that was surpassing me. And it was a little bit too much. It was a lot of information. Now I'm fine by that, but I wonder, what are your thoughts about all the archetypes, all the parts of the Akashic Records and the unconscious of yourself being represented?
My thoughts are that they all exist. There is an Akashic record of the evolution of the soul of every human being. There really is. These things exist.
Yeah.
And as we open inside, we connect with them, and they become great teachers for us.
Right.
They help us in our evolution and growth.
It feels like
not so much knowing what we did in a past lifetime and who we were. And I mean, I've never met anybody who wasn't Cleopatra in their past lifetime. You know, everybody was somebody important. I mean, it's the energy. You understand? It's taking in that energy, and it's burning up whatever karma wasn't worked out in a past lifetime. I mean, that's really a great way of using those kinds of experiences so that we get free of karma that hasn't been worked out yet in our evolution. And, you know, you can, you know, I've been to people who have read the Akashic Record. Most of them, it was just kind of a waste of my time. But I have experienced this connection with past lives, connection with the evolution of the soul, drawing the karma that needed to be worked out into my chakra system and transforming it into a spiritual life. I mean, this to me is an amazing capacity, you know, amazing thing that a human being can do, because we're not only stuck in the stuff of this life, we have so many lifetimes we've lived through, and every one of them has traces of karma that's never been worked out. And sometimes, you know, you meet somebody and you smile, you say hello, you do them a little favor, you never see them again. But it could be the working out of some karmic thing that took place 2 lifetimes ago. So all of this is part of our evolution. You know, we begin to learn how to use these things, you know, in order to free ourselves of things that happened lifetimes ago, things that happen in this lifetime that we need to burn up and we need to get free of, because they create guilt, they create fear, they create insecurity, they create all kinds of problems that keep people from growing in their daily life. So the development of a chakra system that can do this is essential, that can burn up all that. Going back to what I talked about earlier, being able to have the strength to draw down these cosmic physicians, they really help, you know, to transform all of this problematic stuff into a spiritual life. All of this works on us, you know? And let me finish. And just to finish up with this thing, I don't understand any of this stuff. You understand? It's just been living experience. You know, I don't understand it. I can't make any rational explanations of how this stuff works. But I do know that in my own life and what I saw in my teacher's life, you know, I grew into this. It just suddenly started happening because I was ready for it to happen. And I never had to understand it. It was better to just use it to grow and use it to develop my inner life. Did you have a question, Laura?
Yeah, kind of question comment, because that is what it feels like. It feels like I am meeting myself and burning up karmic lessons, because when I listen to everyone outside myself, it's like listen to a part of myself that I have been neglected.
Yes, great.
Okay, fine. Nice.
I couldn't ask for more. It's wonderful, dear. It's just wonderful. Keep doing that, and you will grow very well and very fast. I mean it. And also, when we meet people, you understand, everything that exists in the objective world, in this world that we all seem to call reality, it's not, you know, is just a reflection of our inner life. Every person, relatives, friends, jobs, acquaintances, you know, it's all a reflection of us. And our ability to embrace life and to learn from life helps us to work out a great deal of karma. Instead of being pissed off and angry at all the people and all the stupidity, every one of us has stupidity inside us, you know? Every one of us has anger. We have things we're upset about. And life itself brings us a reminder that we have to work deeper on ourselves. And I think that all of this is part of using the objective world, using the cosmos, using past lifetimes, using everything as a vehicle to truly become an enlightened person.
So, Stuart, so just to clarify, are you saying every person we encounter or every situation that happens in our life is a karmic opportunity?
Yes, including wars in Afghanistan and hunger in the Sudan and everything. Everything reflects the inner workings of human beings, everything in this world. And everything is a mirror of what goes on. Every one of us has wars going on inside us. That's why there are wars in the world. We need to learn how to transform these things that go on in us so that we begin to see the world differently. Now, 7 billion people are not going to do this, but there are 7 billion people on the earth that all have wars going on inside them. They're all starving to death spiritually. There's like a great plague in the world. I mean, and it's not, you know, coronavirus. It's really the fact that most people are starving to death spiritually. And we all have a piece of that in us. And instead of being angry at what people bring us, we have to listen to them and say, well, how am I attracting this? What am I doing to attract this? How can I change in myself? You know, just that little simple piece of activity will transform a person's life. Because we stop being bitter and angry and cynical and, you know, ready to tear the, you know, the heads off of, you know, 8 billion, you know, it goes away because we start listening. How am I attracting this? Why am I attracting this? And I think, to me, that's an amazing way to live because it changes everything. And then you can fix it where you get bigger than somebody else's bullshit. You know, you get bigger than it and it doesn't rip your guts out of you. I mean, this is a great thing in families, you know, where people, you know, they could be at each other's throats all day, you know. I mean, you know, just learning to love somebody unconditionally and not be intimidated by what they do and who they are. And, you know, I mean, this is a major change in anybody's life. And sometimes it rubs off on other people. They begin to approach you differently. I mean,
Stuart?
you know, yes?
Well, I have a question, but go ahead and finish.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
In relationship to the Om sound, when it's really pervasive, do you have any suggestions as to how to bring it down to the hara?
Well, if you're listening in your head, you're not going to bring it down to the hara. If you bring your attention below the navel, if you open your heart, you feel gratitude, it will flow right down there. But if you just start listening to it with your mind, it's not going to go anywhere inside you. It's part of the meditation that I teach. Doing that, getting sent, that will draw that cosmic energy right through your system. You know, and instead of just listening to that high-pitched electronic sound that just bounces off of you, it's, you know, energy that really works to help to develop a chakra system and build you inside yourself. But it needs your help. It's not just going to do it. You understand? We have to be of assistance to God, you know? We have to do the work in ourselves that makes all of the things I talk about possible. Does anyone else have a question? Great questions. Really wonderful class. Great questions. Okay. There'll be meditation on Sunday, same time, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. And God bless you. I'm really happy to be back here doing this with all of you. And I know that this year has really benefited my inner growth. I have changed enormously, and I just pray to God that all of you are changing to the same degree in yourself that I'm changing in myself. It's been wonderful, and thank you. God bless you all, and thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Stuart.
See everybody hopefully on Sunday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.